everyone lived a young boy with dreams to fly, longing for oceans and endless skies. He'd gaze at the mountains under twilight's glow, imagining lands he was bound to know. With an old worn cloak and a simple cane, he dreamed of glory and a life unchained. He wanted to be more than a shepherd boy, to lose himself in a world of joy. With swords and stories waiting afar, this boy dreamed of crossing the stars. By firelight's flicker through the night, he'd hear the tales that stirred his might, of brave warriors and honor bold. He longed to live those legends told. With closed eyes drifting in a fleeting scene, he fought on fields both vast and green. He'd speak to the moon with his heart sincere, hoping fate would bring adventure near. He wanted to be more than a shepherd boy, to lose himself in a world of joy. With swords and stories waiting afar, this boy dreamed of crossing the stars. One day he heard a distant drum, a call that made his spirit hum. So he left his home and simple land, to chase the world as he planned. With steady steps he left his space. The village watched in silent grace. His mother cried, his father grinned. They knew he'd find what burned within. The mountains now fade into his past. He walks to the future, free at last. With eyes ablaze like a fiery sun, his soul is courage, his dreams begun. He wanted to be more than a shepherd boy, to lose himself in a world of joy. With swords and stories waiting afar, this boy dreamed of crossing the stars. And though in the village they wait perhaps, they know he found his true path. May the wind guide him, the sun bring peace. He lives his dream in each heartbeat. He's more than a boy, no shepherd now. He found his calling, he took a vow. The stories are written and soon we'll tell how that young boy conquered the swell. He was a traveler with no home, no ties, his gaze lost in endless skies. The marks on his face, branded by sun, a sword by his side, his only bond. He arrives at a village, peaceful, calm, where children laugh and mothers hum. But in the wind he hears a cry, a shadow rising, a haunting sigh. Screams in the night, fire in the sky, barbarians come, no mercy in sight. The traveler feels within his chest the call to rise, to protect and defend. With steady steps he moves ahead. The young man knows he must defend. With steel in hand and peace in soul, he faces the darkness that starts to roll. The barbarians come, ruthless and cold, burning the houses, tearing the road. The traveler fights with all his might, defending the people into the night. Screams in the night, fire in the sky. The barbarians come, no mercy in sight. The barbarians charge with a fierce cry, but the traveler, steadfast and bold, becomes their hero. his courage unfolds. And in the heart of chaos, the people see a nameless stranger, brave and free. His steps are steady, his arm is true, fighting for peace, for a life anew. And when the storm fades, silence falls, the village looks on in awe of it all. He simply nods, weary and lone, a hero unnamed, with no glory shown. With dawn approaching, he walks away, leaving the village without delay. The children smile, the mothers gaze at the wandering soul who saved their days. Screams in the night, fire in the sky, left behind in their battle cry. The traveler moves on, no place to stay, but his spirit is free, like the ocean spray. To the next village, the next sunrise, the traveler marches under open skies. An unknown hero who fights without fame, leaving legends without claiming a name. He was a traveler with no home, no ties, his gaze lost in endless skies. If the morning comes, a ray of sun, a young boy walks his journey begun, with cloak on his back, compass in hand, seeking something he can't yet understand. His footsteps echo through leaves and vines, the trees hold secrets, stories entwined. The wind sings to him, invites him to roam, and he feels the forest calling him home. He's an adventurous boy, wild and free, cutting through the forest, light as can be. He searches for mysteries hidden in shade, in the light and dark the forest is made. He crosses streams, leaps without fear, his laughter blends with waters near. Birds fly around him, guiding his way, as if they crowned him in nature's array. In every corner he finds hidden treasure, not of gold but in beauty and measure. A deer passing by, an ancient oak tree, tales of a world so wild and free. He's an adventurous boy, wild and free, cutting through the forest, light as can be. He searches for mysteries hidden in shade, in the light and dark the forest is made. In every corner he finds hidden treasure, not of gold but in beauty and measure. A deer passing by, an ancient oak tree, tales of a world so wild and free. He's an adventurous boy, wild and free, cutting through the forest, light as can be. He searches for mysteries hidden in shade, in the light and dark the forest is made. As the day fades and stars start to shine, he feels the magic, hears whispers divine. It's the forest singing just for him, its song fills the air as daylight dims. He knows tomorrow he'll wander again, for each path calls him, his heart will sustain. A young soul free in his own green land, the forest his altar, his life unplanned. He's an adventurous boy, wild and free, cutting through the forest, light as can be. Among branches and rivers he'll roam and roam, his spirit unchained, forever at home. And so he'll go on through hidden ways, seeking answers without delay. A wild soul under skies so wide, his journey begins where shadows reside. The adventure walked onward under a cruel and grayish sky. The forest whispered secrets, its shadows seemed to sigh. Moss blankets hit the ground, roots twisted into a net. The air smelled of pure magic, and his heart was filled with dread. The shadows moved around him, silence wrapped him whole, and from the towering trees emerged a figure dark and cold. A man in flowing black robes, with a face that bore no age. His words echo like thunder, your fate begins this day. A magic sword, bearer of power untold, forging the fires of our past long cold. Adventurer, your path is set to unfold, but the weight of the blade your soul must hold. This blade is a test, the word man solemnly said, woven of light and shadow. It wounds and it defends. It transforms its wielder's essence, grants the highest of all renown. But should you forget your purpose, it will drag your spirit down. The adventurer trembled deeply, the sword began to glow, as though a soul within the blade wanted its truth to show. At last his hands reached out, and its weight spoke to his core. And in that fleeting moment, the robed man was seen no more. A magic sword, bearer of power untold, forging the fires of a past long cold. Adventurer, your path is set to unfold, but the weight of the blade your soul must hold. Through the forest echoes thundered, a new wind began to howl. The blade burned hot within his grasp, awakening his soul. Each step upon his journey led towards the immortal flame, yet he felt the blade's keen gaze, watching his every aim. Thundered, a new wind began to howl. The blade burned hot within his grasp, awakening his soul. Each step upon his journey led towards the immortal flame, yet he felt the blade's keen gaze, watching his every aim. Sword, bearer of power untold, forging the fires of our past long cold. Adventurer, your path is set to unfold, but the sword softly whispers, never forget your goal. Atop a lonely hill, he stopped to take a breath. His reflection in the blade revealed a truth he won't forget. It is not the strength of steel that defines what makes me whole. It's the fire of my spirit, my beliefs, my heart, my soul. A magic sword, bearer of power untold, guardian of a pure heart worthy to hold. Adventurer, your destiny will unfold. During the fight, the forest was a whisper, a maze with no clear end, where light barely touched the ground, ancient and cold it bent. The adventurer moved forward, with steady steps, no fear. But the air turned into fire, and a ferocious roar drew near. Branches snapped and broke apart, the sky turned ashen gray. And through the shadowed trees a beast emerged to seize the day. A dragon with crimson scales, its gaze full of dark intent. The hero gripped his blade, ready for what destiny meant. Face the dragon, there's no turning back. Its breath is fire, its fury attacks. But in my soul, a lantern glows. I won't fear the darkness, I'll fight for the dawn. The dragon roared with power, its flames rose to the skies. Roots burned and forests trembled under its fiery cries. The adventure adventurer turned quickly, dodging with a swift retreat. Every strike was a challenge, every step defied defeat. The sword glowed bright within his hands as if it had a soul. I will not yield to terror, nor lose sight of my goal. He leaped toward the creature with a cry that shook the air, and the clash between them thundered, a battle fierce and rare. Face the dragon, there's no turning back. Its breath is fire, its fury attacks. But in my soul, a lantern glows. I won't fear the darkness, I'll fight for the dawn. Why do you challenge me? The dragon roared in wrath. I am the keeper of this land, the master of this path. Because the people cry for justice for those who cannot stand. Because the light always returns, even to the darkest lands. Why do you challenge me? The dragon roared in wrath. I am the keeper of this land, the master of this path. Because the people cry for justice for those who cannot stand. Because the light always returns, even to the darkest lands. The dragon fell to the ground with a final echoed cry. The forest breathed in silence as light returned to the sky. The adventurer walked onward with scars and inner peace. He knew that his great victory would never fade or cease. On the forgotten path, under the setting sun, an adventurer walks, seeking his truth to be done. With his sword at his side and his soul so free, he doesn't know that day his life will change, you'll see. The wind whispers through the trees so old, and through the shadows of leaves two eyes behold. Like stars that are shining, like a silver moon. It's an elf of the forest, so free, so in tune. And their hearts met without a word to say. A spell of love in the air with every breath they take. Among flowers and dreams with no fear of what's to be. Under the forest sky, love will grow wild and free. She looks at him with sweetness, as if she had waited, and in her song hides the echo of old magic faded. Who are you, traveler, lost within the mist? The wind answers her, and time can't resist. He sees her green eyes like oceans of peace, and feels a soul igniting, a sweet release. A deep silence, a laugh on the breeze. Destiny smiles at them, and their hearts find ease. And their hearts met without a word to say. A spell of love in the air with every breath they take. Among flowers and dreams with no fear of what's to be. Under the forest sky, love will grow wild and free. In her hands, the magic, in his chest, the hope. The forest surrounds them, singing their hope. And though the world may cold, though time may fly, their love will grow like a tree reaching the sky. The adventurer promises to travel by her side, to every corner of the world, with every step they'll guide. She takes his hand with a pure smile so bright, and together they walk the path guided by the moonlight. The forest keeps their secret, the wind sings their name, beginning from the depths of their heart. And their hearts met without a word to say, a spell of love in the air with every breath they take. Among flowers and dreams with no fear of what's to be. Under the forest sky, love will grow wild and free. Under the forest sky, it will always remain the love of the adventurer and the elf without strain. Together among the trees, under the sun and the moon, love will grow like an eternal bloom. In an ancient forest, where the wind softly sighs, where the leaves are singing and the river lies, and the elf was dancing beneath the starlit skies, her laughter an echo that dreams would arise. But the peace was shattered by a thunderous sound, the steps of doom upon the sacred ground. Savage barbarians with axes of might brought fire and shadow to the tranquil night. Oh, captive elf, your song has been stilled. In the hands of barbarians, your freedom is killed. The forest weeps and the moon shows to hide its light from the crime that shook the world wide. With chains of iron they bound her spell, her magical glow turned to a silent hell. The fierce leader roared with a dreadful decree to sell her soul, a price for me. She prayed to the heavens, to gods of old, to deliver justice, to be brave and bold. But the night answered only with empty winds, her lament carried off where the darkness begins. Oh, captive elf, your song has been stilled. In the hands of barbarians, your freedom is killed. The forest weeps and the moon shows to hide its light from the crime that shook the world wide. Oh, captive elf, your song has been stilled. In the hands of barbarians, your freedom is killed. The forest weeps and the moon shows to hide its light from the crime that shook the world wide. And while the barbarians revel in greed, magic awakens in a crimson creed. A Celtic bear from the shadows unseen vows to rescue the elf, redeem the serene. The stars conspire, destiny slain. The ballad of the forest won't end in shame. Justice is marching on steadfast paws. The bear's mighty roar will defend nature's laws. Oh, fearless elf, your song will return. In the claws of the south, the tide will turn. The forest cheers and the moon shines bright. Its light guides the hero through the perilous night. In an ancient forest, peace was restored. The barbarians fled, their fury no more. The elf is smiling, her magic a song, while the bear stands guard, eternal and strong. In an ancient forest, peace was restored. The barbarians fled, their fury no more. The elf is smiling, her magic a song, while the bear stands guard, eternal and strong. Through shadowy paths and sunless plains, an adventurer walks bearing love's chains, to rescue his beloved, stolen by hate, taken by barbarians, lords of cruel fate. His sword gleams bright beneath the moon's glow. His heart, though wounded, is ready to go. Every step draws him closer to fear. A distant roar echoes sharp in his ear. I chase the barbarians, their vile betrayal. For her I'll cross mountains, oceans and jail. My love, don't fear, I'm on my way. No shadow or savage will lead me astray. I chase the barbarians, their vile betrayal. For her I'll cross mountains, oceans, and jail. My love, don't fear, I'm on my way. No shadow or savage will lead me astray. The battle begins, the steel rings loud. A lone warrior fights against a savage crowd. But love fuels his strength, his power is real. Each strike is justice, each wound he can heal. The barbarian leader roars, yet stands no chance. The adventurer presses with an unyielding stance. He finds her bound, her light nearly gone, but smiles as he whispers, I'm here, hold on. I've defeated the barbarians, their cruel betrayal. For you I cross mountains, oceans, and jail. My love, don't fear, I found you at last. No shadow or savage will lead me astray. Now together free beneath the dawn, two souls united, their pain withdrawn. Love prevails, their story a song of an adventurer and the bond lifelong. In the hills beneath the gray sky, an adventurer bears his scar with pride. For his beloved he swore to fight. No barbarians or death could dim his light. With his sword held high and his love as his guide, he marches to the camp where terror resides. The echo of her laughter still burns in his chest. A promise drives him, he cannot rest. Against barbarians I fight with fury and flame. For my beloved, my life, my sacred aim. Though the road is paved with sorrow and strife, I'll be her shield, I'll defend her life. The flames crackle loud in the savage night. The barbarians roar wild and alight. But he steps in boldly, his heart aglow. Every strike he lands is a righteous blow, his blow. He finds his beloved chained and worn, her tear-streaked face, her beauty torn. I swear to you, love, this ends tonight. The shadow that binds you will vanish with light. Against barbarians I fight with fury and flame. For my beloved, my life, my sacred aim. Though the road is paved with sorrow and strife, I'll be her shield, I'll defend her life. The barbarians charge, the battle is cruel. He moves like a tempest, a love-fueled duel. His strikes are swift, his strength divine. A lover and a warrior in the fight of his time. She watches him, her heart ablaze, knowing his love sets the world ablaze. With one final blow, the battle is done. The chains are shattered, freedom has won. I have defeated the barbarians, my vow fulfilled. For you I risked all my strength and will. My beloved, in my arms nothing can part. The night is defeated. of an adventurer's vow that forever lives on. To the horizon, the salty breeze brushes their skin. The sun on the water shines like a satin sheen. An adventure and his love side by side on a ship that sails through the endless tide. She smiles softly, her gaze full of light. He adjusts the sails, his heart burning bright. On the horizon a place takes form, a world of legends they're bound to transform. Together at sea, chasing their fate, following stars, crossing paths great. The wind sings their tale, a melody free. Two brave souls in one destiny. The waves whisper secrets as they glide, of distant isles and treasures to find. Their hands entwined, no fear in their way. They'll face the storms for love every day. The world awaits us, he says with fire, with wild lands and dreams to inspire. She laughs so softly, her spirit unbound. Wherever you are, my home will be found. Together at sea, chasing their fate, following stars, crossing paths great. The wind sings their tale, a melody free. Two brave souls in one destiny. The moon guides them through eternal night, the infinite sky their cathedral of light. With each wave crashing against the bow, their mission is written in the waters now. Tales of dragons and lands unnamed, of golden riches and dreams unclaimed. But the greatest treasure they hold inside is the love that fuels their eternal light. Together at sea, chasing their fate, following stars, crossing paths great. The wind whispers softly, their melody free. Two brave souls in one destiny. The ship disappears at the ocean's line, but their adventure has only begun this time. Together forever through winds and storms, a love that sails into endless forms.